All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Friday, the 15th day of March 2013, the Ides of March. It's also Triple Witching Friday, I believe, isn't it? Anyway, the results of our live trading room this morning. We didn't trade a lot. We talked a little bit, but we had a slow start. We had a little bit of a problem right at the beginning of the live trading room, so I ended up not getting started for almost a half an hour. Half an hour late. When here, I thought I opened the thing up at 7:14 this morning. I didn't end up actually getting in there with charts running until just before 10 o'clock. But we ended up with, let's see, what did we end up with? I think we ended up with plus 15 ticks in natural gas and plus 1 tick in crude was how we ended the morning. It took us a while because I got a late start. It took us a while to get the 2 points. It took 98 minutes to get the 2 points in 4 trades, and we actually only took 4 trades in the live trading room this morning. Once we were all messed up like that, we didn't end up taking all that many trades. Our first trade in the live trading room was a losing trade, as I will show you here in a moment. Actually, I think it was a break-even trade, and then we followed it up with a losing trade, and then a winning trade, and then another winning trade. All right. If you have not taken the free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. In the free trial, you get access to our live trading room for 5 business days. You get access to all the indicators and software that we have to offer you. You get to see us put trades on live. You get to see us take trades off. I'll tell you when trades are setting up, even if I'm not in them myself. I try to help you out as much as I can in the free trial so that you could, it won't be that steep of a learning curve for you to get, for you to capture some points or get started with your demo account after the free trial is done. Okay. Let's see. We had our partners meeting last night. It went just about 3 hours. We discussed a lot of good stuff, how to see when you're in chop, and I used stuff that we discussed in the partners meeting last night today. In gold, I didn't take a single trade in gold because it was very choppy. And there was opportunity in gold when I first got my charts up and running. There was opportunity in gold, but I didn't trade in gold at all because when I started to look at it, when my charts were running, it was choppy. Okay. Let's see. Let's just go over the trades. Let me go over the trades. Before I do that, though, one more thing. I mentioned that rollover week is over. And there was a message that I thought last week was rollover week. The way that the rollover works is the third Thursday of the month is usually when the rollover is. Okay, and that's the expiration. It's usually the third Friday is what it is. On the third Friday of the month is when all the contracts expire, all the H contracts expire. That is today, is the third Friday. The new contract becomes available a week earlier, okay, a week before. So there's mixed volume between the 2 contracts for that whole week. So it's rollover week during that whole week, okay. That's how rollover weeks work. This month, because March started on a Friday, the 1st of March was on a Friday this month, so it kind of threw us off a little bit with the Thursday thing, but it's all right. We worked it out. Last Thursday was, the 7th, which was the first Thursday, was the day that the new contract became available. Usually it's the second Thursday that the new contract becomes available, and then we'll move to the new contract on the second Friday. This month we moved to the second contract on the second Friday, but it happened to be the first Thursday. Don't want to confuse you anymore with that. It's not typically that way. It was a little different this month, just because of the way the calendar fell. All right, on to the trading. Okay, let's see. This is crude oil, and we took 3 trades on crude. Our first trade of the morning was right here. Okay, this was our very first trade of the morning. You can see it was 10:04. That was my first trade at 10:04. That's not normal for me. Normally I am, normally I am I've had a few trades by 10:04, but this was our very first trade because I had a slow start this morning because my computer locked up on me. I ended up taking a break even on the trade. It did give 10 or 12 ticks profit on it. What we were looking at right here, and I'll bring up a picture for you. Let's see, which picture should it be? It should be this picture. What we were looking at was we were expecting the price to come back up and hit the BBC and give a down close off the BBC. It didn't pull back. There was so much momentum in the market that it didn't pull all the way back up to the BBC. So we just drew a trend line up the bottoms. Okay, when you draw a trend line up the bottoms, what you're looking at then is a continuation of the market, like a confirmation of continuation. There's one going on right now over here on the Russell. This was the confirmation of continuation right here. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Okay, and that is done with divergence on the slingshot. I'm pointing at the chart, like you can see me pointing. With divergence on the slingshot and a down close below that trend line you've drawn. Okay, when you're going short, it's a down close below the trend line. I entered short over here. I actually entered short one tick lower than that because it moved quickly and I didn't think I was going to get in. It did get me in, and I ended up taking a break even because, as I explained to the folks in the partners meeting last night, when you have a bar like this, there are a couple things different about this. First, the entry was below the MA1, and then the next bar gave the full range of the bar, meaning it was a big red bar like this. It gave 4 ticks in my direction, and we were already below the MA1. So I moved my stop to break even, and it came back up and took me out of break even. Eventually, it went down. My entry was over here at 93.11. The proper entry would have been here at 93.12. I gave it 1 extra tick. 93.11 was my entry, and it dropped down to 93. I know some guys got some profit out of that. I got a break even. The next trade was right over here. We did the same thing just on the other side. A long trade instead of a short trade. We had the bullish cross. It didn't pull back to test the BBC. We closed up above my trend line. It gave a little bit of profit, not enough for me to want to move my stop up to break even, and then it stopped me out. The next opportunity was this up close right here. Okay, that up close right there. I missed that one. I didn't get into that one. That one, I think Dwayne took this one right here, and I think he recorded this whole thing when he took this, and he ended up taking 10 or 11 ticks profit on that. The next opportunity was over here on the up close above this trend line. Now the reason you weren't taking the bounce off the BBC right here, or right here, is because the cycle was red. When the cycle's red, you gotta do the trend line. You gotta look for that confirmation. Okay, so I took that trade right there, and I got 9 ticks profit. So I got a break even on the first one, lost 8 on this one, got 9 on that one, and I was up 1 on the day, 1 tick. That was all that I did on crude oil this morning. All right, crude was it wasn't great trading. It was just okay. It was just okay, not great. That was crude. I didn't trade anything on the Russell, but I'll point out what just happened. Okay, because you're looking for the same exact thing. You see, we can use this same chart right here. This is actually a crude oil. This is actually a crude oil chart from January. But you're looking at the same thing right here. You see, I drew a trend line down these tops. We had bullish divergence down here, and this is a close above the trend line. This is a close at the trend line. Probably, I don't know, it might have been above. Let me just check my trend line. No, that's a close pretty much at the trend line. Okay, there's your trend line. That's a close at the trend line. This is a close above the trend line. So this right here is where your entry would have been. Okay, and what you look for is the green line to get up into the cycle, like it did over here and like it did over here. That's what you look for. Okay, that was the Russell. We didn't place any trades on the Russell this morning. None. I don't even know if I missed any. I don't think I did. We'll go to gold, and I'll point out the area in gold that I was looking at, and I said I didn't want to trade, and I know some people did anyway. But right in here, this was the first opportunity on gold. I didn't take it. Some people did take this one right here, and they took some nice profit on it. Okay, there was a nice opportunity right in here to trade the gold. It was a down close below the trend line, and it went down nicely. There was a spot right here where you could have followed it up with another trade that would have stopped you out. Once it got into this area right in here, I believe we were right here. Yeah, we were right here. So it looked like, where did I say we were? I just lost my place. We were right in here is where we were, somewhere right in here. And we had bullish divergence, but we were trading below the BBC. The MA1 was below the BBC, and we were trading below the BBC. All right, I'm just going to put a box there so I can see it when I move it. Now, what it looked like when the market was actually happening is it looked like this. Okay, this is bullish divergence, and the MA1's below the BBC. So that prompted me to want to look to see what the actual market was looking like. And I said we have higher lows and lower highs. So we're in a choppy period right there. Okay? And I said I don't want to trade in here because we're in a choppy period. We want to wait until gold starts to give us some trend. It looked like it was going to start moving up here. I missed this opportunity once it got up out of this level right here. Once it broke out of that range, I missed this opportunity right here on a bullish cross. It came up. It gave another follow-up opportunity right here. If you got into that, you did get stopped out. There was no opportunity to move your stop to break even on that one. And it turned right back around and got back into some chop. Gold was just not good trading today. It just was not. I got to qualify that. It was not good trading after like the first half an hour. In the first half an hour, there were people that were making some pretty good money on the gold. In the pre-market, if you had traded in the pre-market, there was some opportunity in there in the pre-market with the divergences and everything else going on. When the news events came out, right in here, there was opportunity there, but it dried right up at about 10 o'clock. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one was the NQ. Now, the problem that we had with the NQ and the Russell and the ES this morning is the ES was shorting into a zone, or the ES was dropping down into a weekly trading zone. The Russell was below a weekly trading zone, looking to go up into a zone. And the NQ, I just said don't do anything with the indexes because of that. I said I'm not going to do anything with the indexes. Until one of them until they all agree, we'll say. If they're not all going into a zone in opposite directions. Eventually, the Russell got into its own zone. It wasn't below it. It wasn't above it. It was in the zone. And the ES gave a long trade up off of the weekly trading zone. So that was an opportunity. Okay, I want to just slide back here to the Russell again because I pointed this out a few minutes ago. The entry would have been right in here. And the green line is just about up into the cycle now. So you should anticipate a pullback from this area. Okay? For those of you guys who are partners or on the free trial and have all the charts and stuff. Excuse me, let me just show you the trade over here on the ES. We didn't do anything on the NQ. Okay, because of that, we didn't touch the NQ this morning. On the ES, I pointed out the trade in here on the ES right here. I believe I pointed this one out too, didn't I? Dwayne took this trade right here. That's what it was. Because when I was having trouble with my charts, Dwayne had the charts, and he took this short trade right here. And he took 2 points on the way down to the zone. I took the charts right after he took the trade, so everybody didn't get to watch it through. But we had an opportunity right here after the bullish cross, the space, the test, the up close with the bullish divergence. The same thing over and over and over again. Regardless of the market, it's the same thing. Okay, here I'll bring that picture over. You can see this is the crude market from January. Same thing. Bullish cross, space, test, up close, bullish divergence with a blue cycle. Same thing happened here on the ES. Now when this was happening and it started to move up, one of the folks in the live trading room in the open house this morning had asked what to expect out of the thing. And I had said, well, at the time the green line was here, and I said we're looking for the green line to get up into the cycle. I said there's plenty of room for it to get up to this level right here, and if it gets up to that level and it's still not in it, then we have to look over here. It should get up to this level here at 57 1/4. That's what I was saying at the time. And that still holds true. It should get up to 57 and a quarter. However, if you got in the entry down here at 53, there's opportunity to lock in some profit here on this trade. Okay, and that was the ES. Soybeans were, well, I stopped looking at them, but the soybeans were all over this morning. Okay, in the pre-market, for the soybeans in the pre-market, there was an opportunity right here, a nice, a nice perfect short trade by the book right there, and it went down a little bit. It was all pre-market. It went down a little bit. I didn't do anything with it because of that. It came back up, gave another opportunity right here. It didn't put in a lower swing on this one, so I was looking for it to bottom out. It then shot up here, didn't give an opportunity there. Off the BBC right here, there was some bullish divergence. This up close right here was an entry opportunity. If you got in there, you stopped out of that. Then the thing turned around. I stopped looking at it. But it turned around, and there was an entry. Well, there was one here, one here, and finally one down here. Okay, those were the entries on this move down. This one probably would have stopped you out. This worked out well. That worked out well. Okay, that was soybeans this morning. The yen and the natural gas. I didn't take any trades on the yen. I'd show you the 6E, but I don't have a 6E chart up right now. The natural gas is where I ended up making the 2 points this morning. Right in here we had a pullback. Somebody in the live trading room, I forgot who it was. One of you guys, one of the partners in the live trading room said, go look at the natural gas. And so I brought the chart up. And there was an opportunity to place a trade. Dwayne was talking. I put the trade on there, and again, one of those ones I put it on, and I forgot I had it on. It entered me in and dropped down, and I took 15 ticks profit on that. 15 ticks profit. There. It then moved up, and at the end of the morning session, I was looking for it to give us another opportunity at the end of the morning session on the short side, but it went through the BBC. Didn't give us an opportunity on the short side or on the long side until after here. This was during the break. It gave an opportunity there, 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 and here. This last one would have stopped out. It switched directions and gave an opportunity right there, and well, if you would have just stayed in that, you would have been good. Gave an opportunity right in there. It's actually given another one right here currently. That's the natural gas. All right. Now the yen. I didn't trade the yen, but another person who was in the live trading room this morning said, "Take a look at the yen, please," and so I did. And this was the trade that was setting up on the yen. I don't like to trade the yen on Fridays because in Asia, it's tomorrow, right now, and so I don't like to trade the yen on Fridays. But here was the entry right here at 483. Dwayne got into this one, and I think he made a video of this too this morning. But he got into this, and the thing just dropped down nicely. From the time that I came to look at it, the entry was there at 483. It quickly dropped 5 ticks, and then it dropped from 483 all the way down to 469 for a, 14 tick gain. That's the equivalent of 3.5 points on the ES. Then the thing turned around, and it gave a nice opportunity here on the long side. Okay, you would have been drawing your trend line like this, and then you needed an up close above the trend line. You would have had to redraw it like that, and so the entry would have been right in here. Okay, and now you can see it's turned around again and moved down. So off the BBC right here would have been the short. All right, so the yen gave some opportunity in there too. All right, that was it, guys. We ended the morning plus, I think we ended the morning plus $170 a contract. Is that right? $160 a contract. Let's see. This week it was rollover week, and we didn't have big, any big up days this week. We're halfway through the month, and we're at $3,100 a contract in our trading so far this month in the live trading room. So we had this today was the longest by far of all days to get our 2 points. We had 2 days this week that it took us almost an hour to get our 2 points, and then we had today that took us more than an hour and a half. But we managed to get our 2 points every day this month so far, and we're plus $3,100 even in the live trading room, in the trading that we've done in the live trading room, and that is on 91 trades. 91 trades so far this month. All right, it's a long month, so I expect we're going to have a banner month this month. We should easily get past the 4,300 level, which was our previous high. I would think we should be up in the 5,000s this month by the end of the month. All right. If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply. Sign up for the free trial. If you have taken a free trial with us and you want to become a partner, send us an email at support@cfrn.net, and we'll give you the information you need to become a partner. Okay. I know a lot of you guys have taken trials with us in the past, and you may have been sitting on the fence for a long time, and if you want to get off that fence and become a partner, then just send us an email, and we'll send you off the partner info. Okay. With that, I am going to stop the recording, and we can head out to Vegas.